Well, the weatherman said it was going to rain all day today. That's why I decided to go shooting, because it's raining so hard right now. Anyway, this spring I did pick up a couple newer rifles. Well, new to me. If you saw one of my previous videos, I talked about it getting a 93 Marlin. I ended up buying this one from my neighbor. And it was made in 1906, 3240. Somewhere on this side, still see case hardening, and the other side, the case hardening's quite a bit better. But I picked that up. I probably paid more for it than I should have, but my neighbor sold it to me. He'd had it for about a year, and I looked at it, table he had on a gun show a while back, and I thought about it, and I guess what I paid for, it's kind of in the ballpark of what they're going for, which is about $500 less than the zero bid ones you see on Gunbroker. So I have not shot this yet. We're going to see how that works. And the other one I picked up here is a Cimarron 1866 Winchester carbine. That's in 38 special. And that has some, honest wear on it. I think the person that had this originally probably used it for cowboy action shooting. I noticed that on the little knob here that locks the lever, that's been removed. So maybe that's just so you can shoot faster in competition. I have no idea. But and this one I have shot a couple times right in that little wood pile over there just to make sure it functioned, and it did. So I thought I'd try these out today. Now what I made up here was some loads. Bullets are from the Missouri Bullet Company. They're, let's see, 158 grain. And when am I looking at the right one here? I had to have notes, of course. No, I take that back. They're 170 grain, and I used 5.5 grains of trail boss in them, and they're caliber .321, 3240, and it's the closest thing I could find spec-wise for that grain weight in my Richard Lee modern reloading manual. So we'll see how that works out. And the trail boss is, I think I mentioned before, you're getting similar black powder velocities without the black powder hassle. So I'm just going to load 2 for right now, and we'll go see if we hit anything on my target up there. Well, we'll go see if this even goes off. Like I said, I have not fired this yet. And we'll give her a shot here. So we'll take 2 shots. It's empty, and we'll walk up there and take a look. Well, as I kind of expected, we're shooting low with that trail boss. Got one right there in the 7 ring, and then another one right underneath it. So we're shooting good in center with that. I'm gonna have to bring up the elevation on it. I thought about doing that before I even took my first shot, just because Trail Boss, I'm not even wearing, don't tell anyone, but I'm not wearing ear protection right now. It is so quiet. That's why they call them gnat farts. So we'll cover these up, and I'm gonna put a little post-it on here. It gives me a little bit more of an area to aim at. I'm shooting about 75, 80 yards, so I should be able to see that a little bit better. So I raised the elevation on this a fair amount. We'll see if that makes any difference. Hopefully so. Sit on this picnic table every time I just see that camera rocking back and forth. Pretty high budget production here. So that action was a little stiff when I first got it, but no, it seems to be, well, working pretty good. I should have taped on the bottom part of that post, not flipping around. If you've seen that video of the 94 Marlin I've shot out here, it's real similar in a lot of respects, even condition-wise, to this. And I want to say that one was made in 1905, if I remember right. And the big difference between there is the receiver is maybe an inch longer on the 93s to accommodate a more modern rifle cartridge, where the 94 was, those are basically pistol cartridges. But they're definitely pistol cartridges in all the recent Marlin 94s. The one I have is a 3840, which is ass backwards. It's 40 caliber and originally 38 grains of black powder. Normally 3840 would mean 38 caliber width of the bullet, and then it would be the grain weight of the black powder after that. But I digress. Let's see if I hit anything. Well, would you look at that? If I had shot a third there, I might have had a clover. That's a pretty damn good group right there. I am going to go up a little bit more at the elevation, and I'll probably do that off camera. But yeah, that I'm impressed with. And I'm not a great shot, but, and it is a little bit to the right here, but when I was shooting, the wind was blowing. And I don't know if this phone picks up on the wind, but there is a pretty strong westerly breeze here, pushing those gnat farts maybe over a bit. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more shooting with that off camera, and then I'll come back with the 66 Winchester replica. So this 66, like I said, I picked that up at a gun show recently. Now, I shot it a couple times with this Winchester 130 grain, full metal jacket, copper, yada yada. I did make up some, and now I'll tell the right information. I did make up some reloads. They're 358 diameter, 158 grain lead bullet, flat nose, 2.7 grains of trail boss, which is the minimum load for trail boss and 38 special. I loaded up maybe 10 of them or 15, and just to get an idea. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. You know, there was a story that, it was one of the books I read about Custer. It might have been Stephen Ambrose's book, Custer and Crazy Horse. And, you know, the Sioux and Cheyenne would, you know, like all good leaders, the chiefs would whip the young men up into a fury and show them they were invincible, and they'd shoot at them with real light loads, and bullets would bounce off them. Well, they were probably shooting them with about 5 grains of black powder, and it would just bounce off as opposed to being shot by an actual 45-70 or what, you know, ever the Americans would have been the frontiersmen, the pioneers, etc., whatever PC terms you want to use. And I have a feeling these might perform the same way. I am not sure that 2.7 grain is going to stabilize this bullet. I'm not sure if I'm even going to hit. I'm going to aim towards the head of that target, that silhouette target, and we'll see where I end up putting them. I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of drop on this. It's hard to say. Although if this guy had this set up for cowboy action shooting, perhaps they were set up for a real light load. But we'll try a couple here. I thought a squirrel was going to attack me. It's just a branch falling out of a tree. Yeah, it's pretty windy right here, right now. And this thing is like smooth. It looks rough in spots, missing some bluing and whatever. A little bit tarnished. I mean, I guess to me, it's weird. You'd like to have an old gun that looks new, but if you have like a reproduction something that's, you know, 160 years old, or closing in on it at this point, you want it to look kind of old. But perhaps that's just me. But we'll see. I'll take 2 shots here. The front blade pretty much covers the head of that target, so yeah, no recoil. 2.7 grains. None. It's like shooting a 22. So we'll take a walk up there and look. As I shake the world every time I get up and down. Well, I shot one in the head and one in the carotid artery, so that's one bandit that won't be getting away. But I'll load it up, I'll shoot a little bit more, and then I'll probably do some off-camera shooting. It's my vehicle way down there, and I'm shooting from that picnic table, so yeah, 85 yards or so. This is where I grew up. This is my folks' place. They're on vacation right now. Well, kind of a staycation. But they're not here at the moment, and they have their dog with them. And I can't irritate him with all that shooting. That's Twin Bluffs over there. There's actually 2 smaller bluffs than this longer one. On the southwest side of that bluff, there's some Indian Thunderbirds petroglyphs carved on. That's for my tattoo. That was a gift from my daughter, came from. So I guess kind of in my roots, this area. So, love to meet the guy that carved the Thunderbirds. Probably been there for, who knows, 500 years. There is a bison petroglyph on that bluff as well. And there haven't been bison on this side of the Mississippi since the 1840s, so we know it was before that. Anyway. That's what you call one of those dramatic long cuts where you're walking around. It's just like the movie Children of Men, where there's that 10-minute long cut of a gun battle on the street. Which is one of my favorite movies, by the way. 2007, Children of Men. Clive Owen and Julianne Moore and God, who played Jasper? Oh, Michael Caine. Took place in the future. Borderline post-apocalyptic future of, I think, 2029. So it's coming up. In the morning I turn on the news briefly, see what the hell's going on, if we've blown ourselves up yet. So let's see, I'm going to put in 6 here. Actually, I'm going to load it up. I think it holds 10. Might as well find that out for sure. If I have that many. I do. So oh, I could be holding this up so you can see it at least. There's 9. There's 10. Well, is it 11? You know, I guess they called this, oh, there's 11. They called this the Improved Henry when it first came out. Seems to take 11. It seems odd. Well, it is odd. It's an odd number, but I mean. Alright. Just going to be aiming at the head here. Now I know, why are you lifting it every time? And yada yada yada. Well, I'm trying to dump my brass into a pile so I can reload it. Yeah, I know you should shoulder it and work the action, but whatever. Yeah, I do have a harder time seeing anymore. Opening weekend of deer hunting, I use a rifle with a scope anymore. And sometimes during the week or during the rest of the season, I'll use my 94 Winchester without a scope. like that one was going to chamber. Not sure why. Maybe because it's 160-year-old technology. Empty. Well, that was fun. Let's go check it out, see if we hit anything. Well, most of them were okay. I think these are probably the last ones. Like I said, I start getting an eye strain anymore if I shoot too long. But the bulk were right in the neck there. I don't know if this one, no, I was going to say maybe it tumbled, but no. Just went through them, bent the paper. I hope it's not tumbling. That rifling in there looks real good, despite, you know, the fact that it's pretty well used. So I was going to bring out that Model 8 that I bought, and in 30 Remington, and I really think I want a spotter for the brass. I'll probably wait till I can shoot with my brother or someone, because it's unobtainable and I only have 30 rounds of it. I can reload it, but I have the dice for that. But yeah, well, don't ever let anyone tell you Wisconsin's a complete shithole. It's we do have a lot of beautiful scenery here, and we're right on the edge of the glacial area, pretty much right to my west over here, and towards the Mississippi is bluffs. It is the driftless area of the Wisconsin Ice Age. Pretty much everything else, glacial lake, giant glacier, all the way across the state to the east and south. So, but my wife and I took a drive yesterday up in the hills, and it is just beautiful. Do not move here, especially if you're from California. We have enough Illinois people doing that. Actually, there's a couple people that I would like to see from California. This Mike who does Astrovans lives in California. He works on Astrovans and bicycles, and I've been watching his channel a lot. It's Carpenter. Has a lot of interesting stories. I can't think of his last name. It's Mike Z. He was on Wonder Hussey's channel maybe like 3-4 weeks ago. Thought, oh, he seems like an interesting guy. There are some interesting people on YouTube that I really like. For some reason, I kind of gravitate towards old guys that know stuff. I shouldn't even say old, but, you know, my age. Maybe a little bit older. That know how to do things. Like Log Cabin Looms. I think his name's Mark. Lives in North Dakota. That guy just builds all kinds of cool stuff, projects, and Backyard Knife Dude in Florida. Love watching his channel. He likes knives and guns and cats, and we've had similar occupations in our life, and you just kind of get sick of people after a while, and I can relate to that. And yeah, Mike Zakopoulos, I think it's the guy in California. I just discovered his channel in the last month. But yeah, you can learn a lot from people on YouTube. It's not just video games and stupidity, although it is mostly that. Anyway, that's all for now. Might do a shooting video tomorrow. I finally got Triple F black powder that I can use in one of the muzzleloaders I bought 2 years ago. So, coming up on 3 years actually. One of my Dixie guns, I haven't been able to shoot it. Just black powder's been unavailable. But yeah, that should be fun. And we got a little bit of rain last night, so I won't feel like I start the whole countryside on fire. It's been super dry here. What else was I gonna mention? Is that it? Missed an opportunity to buy a nice gun the other day. I hesitated too long. 1876 Winchester. Good price. Was $1,400. Not the greatest shape. It was all there. The side of the gun with the King's Gate looked real good. The other side, someone had scrawled their name in it and address and some date from 1893. You know, it looked like shit. But I got to thinking about it. It's like, you know, at least it wasn't like, I think the guy's name was John M. Jackson or something like that. Someone got a good deal on it that bought it. I went back to the gun shop yesterday. It was gone. And I still don't know if I would have bought it. Because it's just a big can of worms as far as it's in 4060. And I got to buy 4060. And then I got to, you know, buy dies. And then I got, you know, yada, yada, yada. And it's kind of, but it was kind of unique, I guess. And I thought about it afterwards. It's like, does that really detract from the value at this point? You know, somebody in 1893 scratching their name, and I don't know if it's their birth date or whatever, from 1893. The gun itself was made in 1886, so who knows what the story was behind that. But, you know, at least it didn't say, Luke Skywalker, may the force be with you, you know, May 1977 or something stupid. It was, at least it was contemporary graffiti, I guess you could say. But I have enough toys to play with that I haven't gotten to yet, and I told my wife she should be grateful. I kind of focus on buying books, and I like old guns, and I like cats. So I like dogs too, but I'm not out buying sports cars I can't afford to put gas in. Anyway, thanks for listening. I've blathered long enough. That's all for now. Have a good one.